All right, we got episode one of the Top Cheddar podcast. I'm your host, Carson. This is the first time you're going to be seeing me. This is my co host. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, welcome to the pod, guys. My name's Christian, and we'll be just talking about a lot of NHL stuff and doing all hockey things on here. So I think
Yep.
we'll just get it going.
Yeah. All right, cool. Before we get into things, we probably just want to kind of talk about what we're going to be doing. We just kind of all things hockey, I think, is the plan right now. Might throw in some things here and there, like a little bit of chell, a little bit of pack opening if we want, but just kind of dabble in the hockey universe. We feel like there's not a lot of good or I shouldn't say that, but just there's not a lot of hockey content out there. So we felt like, we could enter the space and maybe make a difference.
And if
So
you can't tell where we're both from,
Minnesota Wild,
so of course you have the
unfortunately
two.
cursed.
Of course, you have the two Minnesota kids doing the hockey podcast, as if we couldn't fit any more stereotypical roles
Yep,
destined for us.
exactly,
So then,
exactly.
yeah, I think we'll just have Carson start us off here.
Yeah, so we're just gonna touch base through some topics today. Cover the week and kind of go through some big news. Might go on some tangents, but that's all right. So,
That's what
alrighty,
it's all about.
yes, sir.
And then, yeah, let's see. The time we're recording this, it is going into game 4 of the Stanley Cup final.
Game four, and yep,
So,
we'll touch on the Stanley Cup final. Don't you worry.
yeah, so just a context of timeline. I don't know if we'll upload it the same day or not, but that's
Yep.
the day we're recording it. So, if you're watching this like in a week or something, you're like, what are they talking about? The Cates, blah, blah, blah. That's the context. That's all we know so far. So,
Yep, it is currently June 8th, 2026. So, all right. So the first topic we kind of want to talk about a little controversial. Norris Trophy voting results came out. Zach Werenski is your 2026 Norris Trophy winner. Christian, I guess I'll just pass this off to you, and I can add some thoughts later. But what do you think about this?
well, okay. I know me and you both already agree to disagree on the sense that we don't believe Werenski should have won this one. Obviously, yes, we are biased. We understand this. Quinn Hughes being in 7 is heinous. I think anyone can agree with that. That's heinous. I think we were just talking about this the other day on a call when we were literally just playing some shell or whatever. When you talk about a pre-wild team before Quinn Hughes gets on the team versus a post-wild team, whenever the draft happened, it was like midway through the season or something like that. Our team was completely changed. Points all around, assists all around, whatever you want to call it. It was completely reformed. And I don't believe that as a 7th place defenseman would do that for a team. I don't believe in the runnings that he should be in 7th. Starting with that, I think Cale Makar probably should have won it. I still think Cale Makar probably should have won it. They were the
All
number one
right.
team. But yeah,
It's fair enough. I a lot that you said there that I agree with. There's a lot to argue here. One, Werenski, great player, love him, Team USA hero. The golden goal, primary assist. But do I think he should have won it? No. Am I mad that he won it? No. I think that I like Werenski, so I think that what, I'm happy he won it. I'm happy he got it. But if we're strictly looking at the stats, and that's what makes these awards so hard, is they're based off of voting committees, and in all sports, any award that's given to you via a committee, there's always controversy because there's no statistical basis behind it. So in my opinion, if we're really looking at the stats here, you can see on screen Evan Bouchard, and I know I'm going to get hate for this because people for some reason hate Bouch so much. He had 95 points. The next closest was Werenski with 81. He had 14 more points than the second place defenseman this year in points. He almost cracked 100 points as a defenseman. That's I feel like that is Norris Trophy worthy. So, I'm happy Werenski won it. I think Bush should have won it overall, just looking at the stats. So that's again why I'm just and there's so much controversy down the list. It's like Bush is at 4. He was the top in points. How was he
yeah.
at 4? And then Quinn being at 7. It's like we can argue who wins, but we can also argue why is Ramses Dahlin at number 3 and Quinn is at 7. It's
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
it's
just
like
it's just heinous. Also, to be the Minnesota Wild Glaze coming out here, Quinn Hughes played in Vancouver till like November. Okay, he was playing in a shitty situation till November. Mind you, he only played 74 games, so he's missing out on 8 games there. So he kind of got the shaft when it came to starting the season. I'm sure if he played in Minnesota for an 82 game season, he'd be up in that 80 to almost 90 range. And I mean, we'll get to test that pending a signing for this season, but I'm sure he's going to get in that range next year, especially now that him and Faber are clicking on the blue line and he's kind of got the whole thing rolling. I think that next year, Quinn Hughes is definitely going to have a shot to move up that list. But you know what? Zach Werenski, congratulations. You deserve it, bro. Like, Team USA all the way, so I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and then, like, I'll clarify off that. Like, I'm not a Werenski hater. Like, by no means. We were also
if you
just
hate on
talking about
Werenski,
Steve,
bro, there's something wrong with you.
It's like, literally, if this might be a hot take for some people, but, like, you name top 3 defensemen in the league right now, the 3 in the conversation, at least to me, that I have always heard in my sphere, in my own head, is Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, Werenski. Those are the 3. Those are the 3 on rotation that I'll constantly hear. And that's a fair conversation. All of them are uplifting their team in so many ways. Cale Makar being one of the best two-way defensemen, in my opinion. He was scoring almost more than McKinnon in the playoffs when I was watching the series. Like, and that's just for me watching. Like, I'm not doing the stats breakdown or anything to back that. But, like, again, not a Werenski hater at all. He lifts up that Columbus Blue Jackets team, and we were just talking about the unfortunate loss that they had with the Johnny Gaudreau situation. It's a terrible, terrible thing to happen to that team. Terrible thing to happen to that family as a whole. It's like no one could have saw that coming, and the situation that team has been left within, it's very hard to come back from that because they lost a very big offensive forward player with that loss. So what he's doing to the team to even keep him remotely on the map, in my opinion, it's awesome. And I know we'll get some like random Columbus Blue Jackets stands be like, "What are you talking about?" But like to us, in our realm of the hockey that we watch, CBJ just really isn't a lot of conversations right now of like league contenders for the Stanley Cup. Like they're just not there. And they could be in this future. I don't know. Like we'll delve into that maybe later in the show. But yeah, I think the standings are just interesting. I don't know if Werenski was number 1 for me. I don't think I could have saw that. And I was just looking up earlier who votes on this. This is the Writers Association for the NHL. Okay. While like other trophies, like the one that Connor McDavid just got, I'm already forgetting the name of it again. That's voted on by the players. I'm fairly certain. So like the players being like Connor McDavid is the best because they play against him. They literally play against this dude. Yep. No, so it's 100%. It's a little different, but I think we'll leave that there. We'll leave that one there. Good for Werenski. He deserves it, I'm sure. But yeah,
Yeah, but before we move on to the next topic, I just want to highlight, some young talent there at number 14, Matthew Schaefer. He's going to be exciting to watch, man. I've already been chasing his Young Guns card in the new Upper Deck series, so it's just like Schaefer is going to be such a talent, and it sucks as an American, cheering for Team USA, seeing that Canadian flag. Why? It seems like, last year Celebrini, now it's Schaefer. It's just like, Canada's getting loaded up.
They got raw talent, dude.
Team USA wanted to compete. It's going to be tough these next years. But, hey, we got the gold medal this year, so that's all that matters, I guess. All right, on to the next topic. This shouldn't be as controversial. Tampa Bay Lightning goalie Andrei Vasilevskiy wins his second Vezina trophy. And, Christian, I don't know about you, but I believe he fully deserved this one.
I mean, we love Vazzy. Like we were just talking about this the other day as well. We were talking about some of the best goalies, and it's like in our current timeline of our generation, Vazzy was like almost number 1 in both of our heads. That pops up right away. Mm-hmm. Vazzy, for me and Carson growing up, and like obviously we're younger, but like he was like, if you were saying like a prime goalie, like you were an example and like an analogy, whatever you were telling your buddies, Vazzy was the one you used. That was at least for me the one I would always use. Obviously, being from Minnesota, like both of us, we were a very big hockey like school. We were very big hockey schools around us. And like one of my good buddies was a goalie for our high school, and he would always talk about Vazzy. And him being a goalie, that means a lot. Like he would always talk about that. Now, on some others on that list that pop out to me, I love Swayman. I don't know. I just like him. I just like him off the ice too. He's just a nice guy. I think he needs to do a little better in the playoffs for Boston. I think that was seen this year. I think he's just not quite there yet for clutch time. I didn't watch the series super heavily, but I think just Vazzy's just still consistently shining, and he's getting older. I don't know how long he's been in the league now. He's been, God, I'm not even going to take a stab at that. He's been in it for a while.
I think so. Going back to cards, I have a Vazzy rookie card. I was going through my cards the other, a couple months ago, and I found a Vazzy rookie. I think he's a 2013, 2014.
I was going to say, I think it's been over 10 years now. Yeah, no, it's been a while, but
yeah, I mean, it's just impressive looking at at that stat line there. Almost 40 wins he put up this season. Like, if you have a starting goaltender that's giving you 40 wins is enough to get you into the playoffs, basically. Well, actually, that's going to be quite a controversial statement given to some Detroit Red Wing fans, but 40 wins typically is enough to get you into the playoffs on the fringe, and then, I'm sure, I don't know the exact percentage that Vazzy starts, but they probably have a backup that's coming in and getting some wins, but 40 wins in today's day and age is just that's impressive. And then obviously, a 912 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't have more. I had him in fantasy this year, and he was cooking for me every night. He was giving me 5+ points. He was great. I love Vazzy. Love Vazzy.
I do have to say though, speaking of fantasy, so the winner of the league right here. But I also have to give Carson a little bit of crap here. Carson, you did misspell Vezina on the slide there on the right.
Oh shit!
But that's not important. I just needed to point it out before someone else clowned you. So I got you.
I mean, we're not doing grammar.
We're not English majors, clearly.
Yeah, seriously.
So number 2 there though, Sorokin. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair standing. Sorokin's outstanding.
Sorokin, I mean, Wild only played him a few times this year, but I remember every time we played them. Oh my God, he was just
tough
lights
getting
out.
that puck in the net, dude.
Yeah, Sorokin's
tough
a
to hit
great
that
goalie.
back in the net. I don't know. Some other ones that I'm surprised aren't up here is, I gotta say, Jesper Wallstedt. Where you at? Where you at on this list?
Yeah. And I think next year's Wally's year to break into the Vezina top 5 voting there. I think he just there was 2. I think both of us can agree. We both watched the Wild this year. It was very split reps for him and Gus.
Yeah.
So, Wally, I think he's definitely got the talent to. He's just got to start the amount of games to get there.
Well, what did he have, like a 4 shutout streak at the start of the season? Dude, we
had a
were
lot.
lights out at the start of the season.
He might have had 6. Don't quote me on this, but he might have had 6 shutouts this season.
Because I remember he was the rave for like 2 or 3 weeks at the start of the season.
It
was like literally, that's what he earned the name.
Yeah, I got a T-shirt for Christmas. Wall St. Paul. They had that branding on there, and and he had been around, for a couple months at that point.
Well, and then sadly, giving the Stars some credit, but Jake Onger.
I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna stop you right there.
I think Jake Onger should be on that list. I'm sorry, I really do. Jake Onger, he's a fantastic goalie.
I have a feeling even Stars fans are going to disagree with that after the playoff performance. But anyways,
hey man, that was a fun series though. That was a fun series. Probably not for the Stars fans, but it was a fun series.
Yep.
But we'll leave it at that.
Yep. All right. Moving on to our next topic. This moving away from trophies and awards, we're going on to the new NHL All-Star Game format. And, typically I feel like this wouldn't be newsworthy given that the All-Star Game is, very subjective to who watches it, and not a lot of people are, you have your dedicated fan base who will watch it, but not a lot of people do it. You get some good content, good clips from it, but other than that. But back in 2025, they changed it to the Four Nation Face-Off, and I would say that event alone generated, I don't know the facts, but I would put money on it that generated way more revenue for the NHL than an average All-Stars competition would for TV ratings, for stuff. Because when you put a country on the line, country versus country, USA versus Canada, the biggest rivalry in hockey, people are going to watch that. And so, I'm so glad that they're bringing back the whole country format.
Yeah.
But I am a little disappointed at the way they're bringing it back, because I wanted them to bring back a full round-robin tournament, 5-on-5. I feel like that's how you truly measure it. It would be amazing if the NHL could give us the full Olympic feel every year in February when we're watching that All-Star game. Because to be honest with you, when I was a kid, I would watch the 3-on-3 All-Star games, but I haven't watched in years, and it's just like
Yeah, I can't say I've ever watched. I don't
the
think I've
skills
ever watched one.
the skills competitions are fun, but it's like we know who's the fastest. We know who hits the hardest. We know what slap shots the hardest. We know who's the best shooter. That's proven throughout the season. You don't have to do a skills competition.
Well, it's also with NHL Edge too, like the new stats stuff they've been using the last couple of years. Like we see that all the time.
They have trackers in trackers in the players' butts at this point. Like
yeah, it's like
they can track everything. They know what the player ate for breakfast. They have everything. Like they know if they want to track a stat on a player, they have it.
Well, and then so like going back to what you said, I think it'd bring more revenue, all that. Yeah, I think there's a point to be made with that. Literally during, obviously this being the year that we had the Winter Olympics, the golden goal, Jack Hughes, whatever moment, in Canada, USA. Awesome. For us, obviously, of course, being U.S. hockey guys. But like,
Yeah.
it was awesome. But people who never watched hockey came up to me and would talk to me about the game versus Canada and USA. That have literally never watched a singular NHL regular season game, let alone probably playoffs, came up to me and talked about that game. Because it was in that nation face-off. When people hear Canada versus United States, Canada versus Russia, they go, oh my god, that's like a bigger thing then. That's on a bigger scale than, like, to some people, who are the Vegas Golden Knights? To people who have never watched hockey, that doesn't mean anything to them. But if they hear four-nation face-off, oh, Canada's playing against USA, they're going to be like, that draws them in. I think more than the 3v3 skills competition where they're like, who the hell is Connor McDavid? To people who have never watched it. Because why would they know that?
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, and I fully agree because they really could have. I mean, they could have. To be honest with you, and the big thing with the skills competition, it says right there, 10 players aged 25 and under. Well, now you're completely ruining the whole thing as a skills competition. It's like you're taking 25 and under. It's like you're not testing who's the best at what skill now. At that point, I mean, it's fun to see the young guys compete, but it's like 25 and under. It's
talent,
like
yeah,
it's like I don't know, and all you could do away with that and make it a whole start. The whole week of round robin all-star, and I'll give them credit. They have the big four, Canada, USA, Finland, Sweden, and I'm glad they added Team World. That was a big thing. Like, I get those are the big four, and then you have to, at that point, it's like you don't have a country big enough where you can get enough NHL players in to make a team. But Team World would be great because that's gonna honestly be a competitor in my opinion. Because you got guys like Leon Draisaitl or David Pastrnak, who are from countries that aren't the big
Don't
four,
fit in those buckets, yeah.
but and then all your Russians, Ovi, Kirill Kaprizov, you got a ton of Kucherov, a ton of guys.
Svechnikov in there probably too. Then,
yeah, a ton of guys, and it's like so that Team World is honestly going to be dangerous, probably competing against us and Canada. Sorry about that. We had to do a quick little intermission there. But anyways, so yeah, I feel like what. They're really close, and who knows what they'll change with this format in the coming future. They're really close, though. I love the 5-team format with the Team World. We're just maybe make it a 5-on-5 round robin where it actually means something, because 3-on-3, it's like, here's the thing. If USA goes and wins the 3-on-3, Canada's going to go and say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's a Mickey Mouse championship because it's a 3-on-3. No one cares about 3-on-3.
Yeah.
I don't even think the players are going to take it that seriously because it's 3-on-3, and if Canada goes and wins it, it's like no one takes it seriously. So because it's 3-on-3, and so unfortunately, and I know that's ironic saying that because literally USA won their golden goal on 3-on-3
we also
overtime.
Did just get killed in what is it, ILHF?
Yeah.
So which Canada did too. They didn't win bronze.
Yeah, again, those tournaments don't mean shit. If you're using that as leverage, I see Canadian fans on the internet saying, "Oh, USA this, USA that," when we lost to Latvia, and it's like, dude, do you realize how down bad you have to be using that as your defense, bro? We are literally like, no, how many? What Matthew Tkachuk is our best.
Now.
Matthew Tkachuk is our best player that we
dude.
sent
And then I think he literally made a comment. He's like, "This doesn't even matter to me anyway because I'll be in the playoffs." I think it's literally what he told people, and I'm like, "Bro, come on!" I'm like, "It's so corny."
It's so bad, and it's like I'm not gonna shit on Canada for they didn't do good either, and I'm not gonna shit on them because I'm like, you guys didn't send any of your players. I mean, you sent Sid, but Sid's
and
not
Mac,
a one-man team. Macklin went too?
He was the captain.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you guys should have done better then. Jeez.
But no, I mean, yeah, it's like what Carson say. It's just no one like we see from at least again. I will make like a disclaimer now. It's like everything we talk about from our side of the internet. It's limited to what we see, of course. Like obviously, we're not in Canadian Instagram. We're not like diehard like all Canada fans. Like yeah, let's go Toronto.
Well,
Let's go. No, we were cheering for Montreal very hard.
I mean, I do know some good, I do know some good stats from Canadian hockey, like the fact that they haven't won a Stanley Cup in like 25 years. But other than that, like,
Was it 1993? So 23 years now. Montreal last one to do it.
yeah,
Which
something like that.
that team will be fun to watch. I think the next couple
Okay,
years.
I love the Canadians. I actually have a Habs jersey I have a Habs jersey. One of their
So yeah, Canada Glacier.
Maybe
Me and
Blues.
Carson were actually really hoping for Montreal to win that series.
we were.
Yeah.
They got a great young team, and I mean this is one of the tangents I talked about in the video that we might go off on. Canadians are going to be good. I think they just got to get
Yeah.
a little bit of physicality. I saw a lot of clips from that series. Guys were just leaving hits off the table, like they were just letting guys by, and it's like put a body on them, dude. This is the Eastern Conference Finals, or what is it? The East, yeah.
Yeah, and we got to see the stars shine a little bit more in crunch time again because I think Cole Caulfield in that series had like I remember seeing his points average. I think it was less than one. He had less than one average points for like either the series or the postseason as a whole. So it was like, dude, that's one of your stars. You got to shine a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But again, young players like Cole Caulfield was drafted 3 years ago. So 3-4 years ago now.
That seems to always be a topic in the playoffs because once you get there, you're under the microscope.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's the whole.
I mean, Toronto Maple Leafs fans are in shambles after Mitch Marner literally has scored more goals in this playoff run than he did in like 9 years in Toronto.
Let's talk about Mitch. So Mitch Marner getting the fastest hat trick, I believe, in Stanley Cup final, if not Stanley Cup playoff history. The other night is what I remember reading that stat.
Yeah,
which
6
is
minutes.
Absolutely insane. Watch the whole game. Watch the double OT, whatever. Again, we don't have much stake in it because our team got killed by the Avalanche.
Go Carolina! Go Carolina! I don't see anybody cheering for Vegas. I feel like if you cheer for Vegas and you're not for Vegas,
yeah,
what the fuck? But anyways,
no. So good for Mitch. I'm glad he's shining. I'm glad a lot of people are happy to see him happy. He's clearly in his element right now. I think he's pissed, and he should be. We'll see. We'll see who takes the series. I mean, either way, I think it's been a fun series to watch. I'll say that at least. It's been really fun. Carolina does got to tighten up on defense. Frederick Anderson also needs to close his legs. So, yeah, what did he have, a 75 save percentage? Game 3? Before they pulled him for Brendan Bussey. So, it was bad. It was bad.
Freddie's been struggling, rough. But you know what? And this is another talking point. Who do you think they're going to start? Who do you think they're going to start game 4?
I think you have to start Bussey. You're down already 2 games now. I think you have to start Bussey.
Really?
I think you give the kid a shot, net. I think you let him start, and if it doesn't work, go back to Freddie.
And I like the way Bussey played. I just feel like you gotta be like, you know what? Thank you for getting us. You know, and they lost, but thank you for extending that game, giving us a shot. But we got to go back to our bread and butter. We got to trust in, because sometimes going off of Fred, that's going to diminish his confidence, I feel like. And the Wild did it against Colorado, and it ended up costing us because you realize it's like, okay, well, he's a backup, and he can come in and he can play a couple periods, but can he play a whole series? Can he, So.
And sadly shown with Gus.
No.
It was not the case. Unfortunately, it was not the case.
These guys, they're prepping for Freddie. They know Freddie's weaknesses. They know, they know where to beat him. So, I mean, Bussey, the more they shoot against him, and even 3 periods might have been enough to figure out, okay, this is where this guy's going to get beaten. So, I wouldn't be surprised. If they do start Bussey, I mean, don't expect them to be a shutout demon again, but who knows? We'll see tomorrow night. I think it could go either way. I think they should start Fred. Christian, I think you just said you wish they would start Bussey, but we'll see.
So aren't they playing tonight?
No, it's tomorrow night because the NBA, and this is another tangent we can go off on. Softest league in the fucking Big Four, and I'll say that proudly, because. They do their 2-day travel breaks, and the NHL has to they don't want the same game on the same night, so they
That's what I was
extend
figuring.
it.
But
So it's a 2-day break, but
But,
it's because the NBA
we'll
does their
stick to
2-day travel.
our sport though. We'll stick to our sport. I think that's a whole tangent we can go off.
I
Right,
think
so.
if I will, my last thing on the, I think the NHL in the next 10 years could surpass the NBA in popularity. The game's growing, and the makeup of the game, the way the NBA is trending, the way the NHL is trending. American sports revolve around physicality. NBA is straying away from it. NHL has been physical and is gonna stay physical.
You're just never gonna.
Who
top
doesn't
the
love
NFL.
two grown-ass men fighting on skates? The only reason the NHL is not as popular as it should be is because of accessibility. You can't. There's not a lot of places to play hockey in the South, and even in the Midwestern region, you got your northern states, and that's where it's popular. And the culture up here is great for hockey, but it's just because it hasn't been exposed yet. Once kids start learning about it and even start playing street hockey in the South, or just trying it, or just watching it, even you don't even have to play it, and seeing how physical and fun it is, I think people are gonna.
I mean, yeah.
I think people are gonna.
Think
It's gonna
Florida
start
winning
bringing-
twice for that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's good. Honestly, as much as it sucks, it's good to have these southern markets getting in the Stanley Cup consistently because it's bringing in those southern fans. It's bringing in more fan bases. In San Jose, that's another southern market in California. You wouldn't think hockey's going to be big in California. We got San Jose, Anaheim, and LA all making the. Well, San Jose didn't make. They're going to be making the playoffs here in the future, I hope. It's just like a lot of young talent, and it's going to be great. They're going to be great hockey markets, and kids are going to start watching, and that's what's awesome. And so the NHL is doing a good job, and I think they're going to continue to grow, and I think they could be the number two. I don't think a sport's ever going to surpass football, but in the Big Four, but I think you kind of compete amongst the bottom three between baseball, basketball, and hockey. And hockey's always kind of got the shaft, but I think they're on their way up.
Yeah. Man, all right. On to the next slide. Off
Sweet.
that fun couple tangents we had.
Yeah. Do we want to react to this?
We can. See how loud it's going to be, though. It might be pretty loud.
Should I, here, wait.
Just
I
mute
think
it. Just mute it.
Okay.
Quickly.
Yeah, that's loud.
Can I mute from? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. So for those of you that did not watch, Braden McNabb in Game 2 got absolutely drilled in the face.
Who took that shot? Ehlers?
It looks like it. I think it said they recorded at 87 miles per hour. This is the replay of the shot.
McNabb's in front of the net with Robinson. Oh man, it hits him on the visor.
Oh, sorry, Christian. I kept
You're
that.
good. You're good. I'm looking out for the audience.
Yeah,
Dude,
and as
like,
you can see,
it was like instant blood, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you see a hockey player, especially rush off the ice like that, you just know it's bad. And you see that puck, you see how, like, when it hits his face, the pop, just the snap, and how you could just tell that thing absolutely crushed his nose. And I think I heard, well, he was back for Game 3.
He
No
came back full
surprise.
cage.
No
Came back full
surprise.
cage.
No surprise. I don't want to go on another tangent, but in the NBA, this is a 60-game injury at least. Anyways.
Why are we targeting NBA so hard right now? What's going on right now?
Can't stand that shit. Anyways. He was back for Game 3. Had a cage on, of course.
He got some
I think
tape
they
on
said he
his nose.
didn't break. I don't think he broke anything in his nose, from what I heard. I could
Dude,
be wrong.
he had a lot of tape, I think, on though, or something like that, from what I remember seeing.
It looked like it was fucked up, but I don't know. So you know what, Braden McNabb absolutely eating the slap shot and defending his goaltender. That's what you do.
That's what we do.
That's what
We
you
love
do.
to see it. We love to see it. Goalie
That's what
loves
you
to see
do,
it.
baby.
The whole team loves to see it. Putting your body on the line. Also, wouldn't have Ehlers missed that thing sailed wide over the top?
Nope, that was going top shelf. Thanks to his line
Or some
maker.
could say top cheddar. None better.
Yeah. Oh my God, the little top Ched. That was going top Ched for sure, and McNabb's nose
bud.
saved it. So, don't you know?
Oh.
Did I just get a? I'll have to cut that out.
But, yeah, dude.
Anyways, all right. Stanley Cup final talk. We kind of just brushed over that a little bit, but Game 4 tomorrow night.
Who
What
do
are
you
we
think's
thinking,
taking it?
Michelle?
Who do you
I've been
thi-
talking a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think from what I've seen, the whole nation obviously wants Carolina to win this one. I shouldn't say obviously, but from what I've seen, mostly the
Pretty
sentiment
obvious.
is Carolina wants to win it, and I would probably say I'm also backing on that. Vegas has a cup in recent history to the point I can recollect it pretty well. Mm-hmm. It's like I think it's time to start spreading the wealth a little bit. Like
Carolina hasn't won one since '06, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Obviously, we have the Canadian Toronto Maple Leafs fans in the comments, but obviously they haven't won it in like recent history. So like 20 years, like Carson said. I love the team. They got a lot of passion in them. They got a lot of offensive talent. Defense needs to tighten up a little bit. I think we've been talking about that. Defense has been not holding the line, in my opinion, well. And if they do, it's for like a couple of drives, and then they're just tired, and then they're just giving up. Like the whole first half of Double OT seems like Carolina was sending that one home. They were getting it, and then they just looked tired. And then that's fair because they were busting their ass the whole first 10 minutes. But no, and then after that, it's just once that defense gets tired, from what I've noticed so far in this series, and obviously again, I haven't watched a lot of Hurricanes games, guys. Sorry, I'm sorry. Like we're Wild fans, we watch Wild games, but we'll watch more games throughout the league as we go. But yeah, it's been fun to watch the series. I like how physical it is. I think it was like 68 hits to like 31 the other day in the game. So it's like it's no lack of physical effort by any means from both teams. But I think Vegas wants it. They're looking like they want it more right now, and then that's why they lead it. So I think Carolina's got to come out tonight and make a statement because you go down 3-1. I was telling Carson this the other day. I think it's like a 20% chance you can win the series after that. Mm-hmm. So, or at least this is what it's been shown. Yep. So, but yeah, I'll let you take the rest, Carson. Here, what you think about it? So,
yeah. I mean, it's already through Game 3. People are already saying this has been shaping up to be one of the best Stanley Cup Finals of all time, and I agree. I mean, games 1 through 3 have gave us everything we've wanted. Game 1, Carolina going up 2-0 early, and Vegas fights back and ends up pulling out the win. And in Game 2, when Carolina seemed like there was nothing left, they fought back and get it in overtime. And then Game 3, a 4-0 lead is blown in the third period, and even though Vegas came back and won it in double overtime, it's like, holy crap, these games are electric. So many goals, so many plays, lots of physical hockey. This is exactly the type of hockey that you want to watch. So I really hope this series goes 7. I want the Hurricanes to win, of course. It would be great if this series went 7 games because I just want to watch more of this hockey. It's so entertaining. We had a hat trick last night or the other night. It's just like there's so much going on.
Yeah, making history with that one too.
Yes. It's really just this has been an awesome final, and I just can't wait. Every night there's a game. I just can't wait because it's been so electric. I will say, I have a bad feeling for Game 4. I want Carolina to win, but I have a feeling Vegas is going to pull it out. I just right now with the way they've been playing, they have been put in they are so mentally tough. They have been put in so many mentally challenging situations. Game 1 down 2-0. Game 3 they actually blew the 2-0 lead and were down 3-2 at one point with time ticking down on the clock. I think there was like 2 minutes left. And they ended up pulling that one out. And then Game 3, when you're up 4-0, you kind of lay back thinking third period, we got this. Game's over. Then they give it up and they have to play 2 more periods of hockey to stay mentally tough through that and then end up still pulling out the win. Vegas has been so mentally just, they're there. They're there. Carolina, they've made some plays, and I think they need to be defensively more physical. You can't be letting, in Game 2, you can't be letting Mark Stone get behind your defense in front of the goaltender. That's one of the biggest forwards in the league. He's gonna make something happen in front of the net. I don't know.
Captain of the team, dude, and he leads it.
I don't know how that happens.
Good player.
Yeah, and Game 3, I'll admit that game-winning goal sucked. I kind of wanted to see a better goal than that, and on a game that had such dramatic,
very back and forth. Yeah.
It sucked that was the goal that it ended on. But you know what? That it goes in.
That's hockey. Sometimes bounces go.
Those chippy, dirty goals, those garbage goals as they call them, those are what win you series. So. Go Canes, but it's not looking good. I think Vegas right now with the momentum that they have, I just don't see them beating them. If they do, I would say probably in 7. Otherwise,
and I think it was also crazy that Vegas literally had 2 goals called back to back on them.
Exactly.
Which I think those are pretty fair from my neutral perspective. I think those are completely goal calls. I've seen a lot of people. We've been watching the socials of each team. And obviously, Vegas is pissed, as we would be too. But I mean, dude, you completely, like, what was it, broke the neck of the one goalie on the one, and it was like...
Yeah, he came through the crease and clipped him. Maybe a little bit of a flop from Fred, but he came through the crease and clipped him.
And then the one goal I was watching my group, because obviously me and Carson aren't next to each other, geographically wise, but I was watching my group down here, and they're all asking me, because, like, I'm, like, the hockey guy of the group, whatever, and they're asking me, like, well, why is that one a no-goal? And I'm like, well, when Vegas throws the Carolina Hurricanes player, and it goes, or they're asking why the other one wasn't a no-goal that the Hurricanes got on. But they were asking, and then the offsides was the other one, and that was blatant. That was blatant offsides.
Yep.
That he gave to Mark Stone.
He didn't have possession of the puck, so...
But then the one that I know that a lot of people were pissed on as well is the one where the Hurricanes player was thrown literally into the back of the net, and people were pissed that counted. I'm like, well, yeah, because both goalie interferences were a Vegas player. You can't stop your own goalie, man. It's going to be a goal.
Yep.
And then Vegas threw the Hurricanes player into the goal.
Right.
It's going to be a goal.
They were looking at it, but no, that was a good call because as a defender, if you drive the dude into your own goalie, I mean that's on you. I know you're trying to crash the net, but you pushed him in there. So
but yeah, I think final words from me on it though. It's been fun, like Carson said. It's been one of the most fun series I've watched. So I'm excited to watch Game 4. I know Carson's going to be excited to watch Game 4.
Yep.
And I'll let Carson wrap it up for us here. So
yeah, last thing on this topic. Let's go 7 games, boys. At this point I don't care who wins. It's been a great series. Let's go 7. I want the Canes to win, but let's go 7. Come on. All right. Next and final talking points. Probably one of the bigger news reports out of the league this week.
Oh, I know this is going to be.
Mr. Dylan Larkin requesting a trade out of Detroit. And for Minnesota fans, if you know hockey, you should be foaming at the mouth right now because we have been talking. This has been a talking point for the entire year. Is we need a top tier center. Love Joel Eriksson-Ek, and he is a physical center. But is he a line 1 center?
I think he can shift down.
In my line, no. In my eyes, he is the ideal second line center because he is so physical and he does bring so much value to this team. You saw what happened when Eki was out. He's such a brute in front of the net, and he just kind of brings that physicality to the team that you need out of a center like that. And so he is very valuable to us, but we need a goal scorer. And right here you can see Dylan Larkin's career stats. I was a little surprised actually. Not a single 40 piece in here. He's been close. And a lot of 30s, but not a single 40 piece. However, you look at the point totals, and I mean, we just need production. We don't need a Austin Matthews. We don't need a Connor McDavid. We just need a center who can score some goals, provide some electricity to this team, and I think Dylan Larkin is the guy to do that.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, Dylan Larkin's the captain, is he not, of Detroit?
I wouldn't be surprised. Probably.
Sorry, again, lacking knowledge here, but... Yeah, he's the captain. That's what I was like.
From what I heard,
he went. I believe the Red Wings.
He went to the University of Michigan. He grew up in Michigan, and he plays in Michigan right now. And I don't blame him for wanting to leave.
Yeah,
me and Christian the other day talked about this. He has played more Olympic games this year than he has played playoff games in his entire career. Yeah. And that is insane. That is crazy to think about because Dylan Larkin, for the last 10 years, has been, a great player, an all-star, a legend. And on Team USA this year, even in the Olympics, like, he was a big piece. He scored goals for us that we needed, and he was that leader. And so, now we can get in the conversation about where we think he's going to go. In fact, I don't know if you saw this today, Christian, but there's actually a news report out that he did release a list of 3 teams.
There's 3 teams, and Wild's one of them. Yeah, Wild's one of them.
Minnesota, Florida, and Vegas. And if you aren't necessarily an avid follower of hockey, and you don't know the pattern here, it's all those teams have very big Team USA. High potential and big Team USA presence on them. Vegas has Jack Eichel. Minnesota, obviously, Quinn Hughes, Brock Faber, Matt Boldy, and you have Billy G there as well, who put the whole Team USA team together. So Larkin definitely has a relationship with Billy G, which is an advantage for the Wild. And then down in Florida, you got Matthew Tkachuk, obviously on Team USA, and then also a big thing is like when players get old and they want to still compete, but
He wants a cup.
They want
a cup.
They want a cup. That go to Florida. Great teams, and as Matthew Tkachuk will use as a selling point to a lot of other players on a lot of other teams, from what I've heard, is there's no income tax. So all these guys make their millions and they keep it. So a lot of guys go down there and they enjoy that perk. There's some positives for each team on that list. As a Minnesota fan, I'm going to say I think he's coming to Minnesota.
Gotta be a little selfish. Yeah, we're going to be a little selfish, I think, on this talking point. Yeah, I'll pick it up from kind of there. It's again, as Carson said, if you are a Minnesota fan listening to this, you know we've always been lacking. We've been lacking a solid center for a plethora of things, just generating offense, a playmaker, a facilitator, whatever. We have Quinn Hughes and we have Faber. They're great facilitators, great scorers too. Mm-hmm. But Kirill Kaprizov being a winger, his goal is to score, but he needs the passes there and the assists. Obviously, with Matt Zuccarello coming back, we saw that he was able to do it. We cannot rely on a 36, 37-year-old man, whatever he is. But we need a pretty top newsworthy center, and I think Dylan Larkin, if we had that last puzzle piece, I think we could be a full cup contending team. I mean, it was seen this year with even the Quinn Hughes trade that we're getting to be a cup contending team. Mm-hmm. But I think if we had a top line center and maybe one other position fills or whatever, I think you would see a pretty dangerous team on your hands. And, being for the state of hockey that we've never won a cup, it would be awesome. So,
yeah.
But, I mean, him saying he wants to go to Vegas and Florida, I think that's purely just the sense of they've won cups in recent history. He wants to win a cup. And I don't blame him. Why would you blame the dude? Every NHL player wants to win a cup. He's been playing for 10 years now, seen there, and he hasn't won a cup. And, I was reading the article when I was talking to Carson about this. It kind of had a brief mention of, he's been bubbling over with the Detroit management anyway because, like Carson said, he's been playing more Olympic games than he has been postseason games. Mm-hmm. That's inexcusable, considering the Olympics is every 4 years. Yeah. That's inexcusable.
And he played in one Olympics.
So it's just, granted, he won the gold medal. Awesome. That's not a Stanley Cup to NHL players, and I'll say that. So it's not the same to them, and I don't blame them. But I don't blame him. I don't blame him for those picks. I think Minnesota's on that list because he sees a young team coming together with the Quinn Hughes trade. He's like, there's a lot of momentum there. I want to go and be that club. Yep. And he wants to. I provide that offense for that club. But I don't know. We'll see where he ends up. It would be awesome if he came to us. I think it would be a more fun team if he came to us. I think Florida, I think they have good offense there anyway. I think just had a lot of injuries this year. It was unfortunate. And I think Vegas has good offense too, has been seen in this playoff run. So it's I don't know. I think if anything needs a center, it'd be us. So, But yeah.
Yeah, before we wrap things up with this topic, Christian, what do you feel like, and throw out a realistic proposal here, what do you feel, are you comfortable with giving away for Larkin? Because obviously this isn't a release, this isn't a free agent, this is a trade, he's requesting a trade, so we are going to have to give some collateral, we can't just get him for free. What do you feel like Minnesota would have to give up to get him?
That's a great question. I'm going to probably catch flack. I think you got to give up Zooks. I think Zuccarello's got to go. Dude's getting old.
Really?
He's getting old. I think, yes, you have chemistry with Kaprizov there, or Hartman. I think you give up Hartman, actually.
I've seen Hartman a lot because he's, I mean, you're going center for center, and then obviously they're probably going to have to throw in some more because it's Larkin.
And that's fine. Probably draft picks, whatever. Which I'm excited to talk about that on this show, too, the draft coming up with Gavin McKenna.
Yes, yes, very exciting.
I think I final lock-in answer, I'd probably say Hartman, actually, because Zuccarello does have really great chemistry. He's a great facilitator, so it'd be hard to earn that back again. Yep. But I love Hartman. Dude's kind of been slowly dropping off in production in my eyes in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, but again, I love them all. Love them all. I don't want to see any of them go, but it's hockey. It's the nature of the sport. It's the nature of any sport. NFL, all of them. You got to make trades. You got to.
When we got Quinn Hughes, it was tough seeing Rossi and Bouillon go because they were two young guys that I really enjoyed watching. But now with Quinn Hughes, I don't regret it at all.
The team is a completely different club.
Yeah, no,
we're a completely different 100%. Club. Yeah,
and I hope I'm sure Rossi and Bouillon are going to become great players in Vancouver. But Quinn, right now, we're trying to win now, so. It's kind of and that's how it works.
It's the nature of it. It's
different points for different teams.
Sports, so.
Yep. I think realistically, it's we're gonna have to probably give up a first, and I'm fine with that because we're trying to win now. We're not rebuilding. We're not trying to win in the future. I think you give up a first. I think you probably have to throw in one of our centers. I would prefer Hartman. If Joel Eriksson-Ek needs to be a part of that deal,
yeah, it would be hard to see Ek go, but yeah.
It would, but I think you got to throw him in. I think you got to throw him in because at this point it's like you just Larkin also, to mind you, is an elite face-off guy, which has been another thing that we haven't been able to find in centers is elite face-off win percentage. He's a great face-off guy. So again, another plus for the Wild that we've been missing. So, ideally, if we could do a first Hartman and then throw in a goaltender. I've seen guys be Wallstead. Seen guys stay.
I'm so against that.
and I will say that too. I don't agree. If we're going to trade a goaltender, trade Gus. Trade Gus. To go if we're gonna get rid of one. To be honest with you, in an ideal scenario, we keep both of them because Minnesota's Achilles heel for a long time has been goaltending, and we finally have a good duo.
Lockdown net,
don't mess with that. I don't recommend messing with that because then next year the talk is going to be, half the games when whoever the backup is then is in, it's going to be, oh, well, we lost because of him. Well, too bad we're stuck with him. We don't have any other choices because we trade away Gus or Wally. It's like we know these guys can play good, so let's keep them. Danila Yurov might have to go. He's a young center, and I would, to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed with how he plays, but so, there's some players that we're willing to give up. To be honest with you, we can probably get away with the steal here, given that Larkin is requesting the trade. So Detroit will.
He wants to go. Yeah,
Detroit will most likely have to settle for assets. They're not going to let you get away with highway robbery, but most likely they're going to, teams are going to be able to give a little less because Larkin wants out, and if they don't give him out, who knows what's going to happen. So.
And then we, obviously, in the Wild verse of it, like our sphere of the league, we just lost one of our top wings, Marcus Johansson.
That's right, yeah.
So we lost another offensive power.
Not retired, but went over to...
play for Sweden. Yeah, or Sweden or Finland, I can't remember now. But,
I think it was a Swedish league. Which, you know what, he's getting
all
older.
for it. Yeah, I mean,
and he wants to move home, yeah. And, JoJo was great for us. Great zone entry guy, really fast, and loved that from him, but... You know what? I'm happy to see he's going to do something that he wants to do, and I don't see it as a selfish thing at all. I mean, he's a professional hockey player; he can do what he wants.
It's life. I mean, he's an adult, man. So he wants to go home, play from home, go for it. I think he was giving it one last ride this year. He's like, it possibly could win a cup, and then the Avs swept happened, or not sweep. We didn't get swept, but. Then I think he was like, oh, that's all it is for me. So nothing wrong with that. So he gave us a lot. He gave us a lot. So, but yeah, I think we'll see how this kind of trade pans out. So I'll let you wrap it up for the episode.
I mean,
Carson.
I feel like that was a good first episode. We kind of covered a lot of controversial topics, but also fun topics, and kind of got to debate a little bit on the whole scene of hockey currently. So
and NBA.
Yeah, I gave us threw some shade.
And the NBA.
Threw some shade. Yep. No, I feel like I sprinkled in the right amount of throwing shade, making some good takes, and everything you look in a good hockey podcast.
But guys. Well, I think we'll probably leave it there. If you're listening, thank you so much for listening. We're gonna keep it going. Yeah. We'll probably get a YouTube start at some point, like Carson said at the beginning of episodes, or I can't remember if we said we're to do pack openings. We'll probably do some Chell content maybe.
Yeah.
Chell maybe, but the packs for sure probably will be there. But yeah.
I think the plan right now is we're going to upload audio on Spotify. Can you do
I think we can do video on there too. So you guys should be able to see us.
We might just record, we might just throw both the podcast recordings up on YouTube and Spotify for now. So.
But if not, if you don't see us on there, we'll be on the YouTube. And we'll try to figure out how to do our best. So, but we're going to learn with you guys. It'll take us a little bit to get it down, of course. So, but thank you so much for listening. I'll let Carson do the sign off here.
All right, this was the Top Cheddar Podcast, episode 1. We hope to see you guys hopefully next week, and thanks for listening.